confession to make. I haven't been enjoying art making for a better part of a year now. It has always been something that came with a feeling of insecurity. Well, hi there. Been a while since I've made a video, but I hope you're enjoying this one. And I think I say this every single time, but I post infrequently, so it makes sense. A lot has changed. I don't really want to relay my entire life story of the past several months, but I do want to talk about art, mainly about burnout, loss of enjoyment, a ton of discouragement, and subsequently about how I got through it all and sort of healed as an artist. I'm gonna be reading off of a script because I struggle to collect my thoughts on this topic and just freestyle. Hopefully I look into the camera more than once and you have some nice b-roll footage to entertain you. So I have a confession to make, which is I haven't been enjoying art making for a better part of a year now, probably longer if I'm being completely honest. But spoiler, I think I'm finally at a point where I'm good. Like, for maybe the first time in my life, I have a healthy relationship with art that is also incredibly fulfilling, and it feels very different from anything I've ever experienced. It's like an eye-opening experience type shit. To tell a longer story, art making for me, as I've realized, has always been something that came with a feeling of insecurity and slight cringe or like embarrassment whenever I'd be drawing or looking at my own artworks, or especially sharing them with people actually. And when I came back to art a couple years ago, it was very enjoyable and comforting. But when I started taking it seriously, things kind of soured. I wanted to get a job in the industry, so I started grinding fundamentals and anatomy. I spent several months just doing studies without making any personal art. And while it was fun and motivating to see how my skills were growing in real time and to be getting more and more comfortable with using my tools and just drawing regularly, I now see that there was a huge issue with how I was approaching art, and it ended up being the reason for a lot of hurt, frustration, and almost quitting art entirely. The issue, I think, is laser focusing on skills. In chasing skill, I completely lost sight of what makes art fun and of what makes it appealing and of what makes people resonate with art when they see it, most importantly. Fast forward to 2025, maybe end of 2024, all I had to show for myself were studies and a handful of OC sketches. So I decided to leave the study jail and make more original art. Easier said than done. While doing that, while trying to do more original art, explore different areas of it, throughout this year, I've been really struggling to enjoy my artwork. Whenever I'd look at my art, I'd either feel a sense of embarrassment or I'd feel nothing at all. I just couldn't feel connected to my art, like it wasn't mine, like I was looking at someone else's work or nothing. It didn't do anything for me, you know? So I thought I was missing something crucial, something that all those other artists had, and I thought the way to fix it was to just get good. To keep grinding, to look at other people's art, the art that I liked and the art that made me feel something, to learn what it's made of and just do the same thing. Right? Right? Well, it turns out when you try to be like someone else and copy what you see, you really miss the whole fucking point. I was tunnel visioning the aesthetic aspect of drawing so bad that I completely neglected the fact that there's actually a human behind every artwork I like, that there's so much more to art than technical skill. Duh. I would get so angry and bitter whenever I'd see someone with what I called poor technical skills making artworks that were still good and captivating. Or worse, when I'd see someone being content with their quote-unquote below average art still having fun. I'd be like, how come these people have it so good when I've put so much work and suffered so much for no reward? Yeah, no. Not great. Not great at all. And that was kind of the lowest point for me. It lasted for a long time, sometimes getting better and worse. And I knew that the way I was looking at other people's art was unhealthy, that something was going wrong, but I didn't understand where it was coming from and what to do about it. I was looking for some kind of magical pill that solved all of my art problems, like, oh, I just need to learn to draw in this style, I just need to learn to draw in this process, I just need to whatever. It always felt like I was one step away from making the perfect drawing that would solve all of my issues. Like, I'd make this drawing and that would be it. The artwork that would blow up on the internet, that will define my process, that will define my style, and it will just unlock all of the doors for me and I'd be at peace forever. Like, I'd just be content with my art, gliding through art making and having the best time. I thought I would like crack it, you know? Like, I will just understand the way all of those other artists do their work and I will be fixed. And at some point I started putting insane amount of pressure on myself to perform perfectly, and I was demanding crazy high standards that I now know were unrealistic, unnecessary, and unachievable. I thought that to be valid as an artist, I had to draw very fast, very efficiently, like sketch, line art, color, done, and all first try. And I thought that if I can't do it by that point, then all of the years of studying and drawing and trying were just completely wasted, and that I'm beating my head against the wall attempting to succeed at something I fundamentally cannot succeed in because I am like lacking something crucial and like I'm broken and can't be fixed. And it was all for nothing. I was so afraid of failure that I would start panicking as soon as whatever I was drawing started to look imperfect or a little bit off. I will judge and doubt every single stroke I made, and it will will just paralyze me. I couldn't draw at all because my brain was just suffocated. And every time I sat down to draw, it felt like I was trying to prove something to someone, like I couldn't fuck up, because if I did, then everyone would see how unskilled and uncool I am. And at some point, this fear and discomfort reached such a height that it was impossible to ignore, and I got burnt out. That was also when I realized that it's not just the persevere through failure and get used to it, sunshine and rainbows type of situation, which is valid, by the way, and common, but just not my case. I eventually, finally, the climax of the story. No, that was the climax of the story. Now it's the resolution of the story. But I came to a huge realization recently after taking a break that persevering through failure didn't help because my hard feelings didn't come from not getting enough likes or praise online. They came from just having no love and compassion towards myself. I was reaching for external validation and feeling like it was never enough because in reality, the validation I needed had to come from within. And this whole time, the audience I've been trying to get attention from and like me was myself. Like, yeah, I was lacking something crucial, very crucial. Perhaps seeing myself as a human whose work and existence are valid and enough. Just a thought. This whole time, for years, probably, I was running from myself. I was chasing someone else's peace and success, and for so long that I completely lost who I was. I didn't know what I liked anymore. I was always looking to some hypothetical, perfect version of myself, and that is why it was so hard to connect with everything I did. I would also judge everything through the prism of appeal immediately. Like, my love was conditional on whether something looked cool or not. And not even just to me, but to the imaginary external public. I didn't care what part of me went into a drawing or project. I just never really cared about myself unless I did something cool, because I was so deeply embarrassed of parts of myself that are like weak points for others to mock me for or ignore me for. Just the things that didn't get external validation or admiration. And I suppressed those parts of myself. I hid them and I rejected them, just like I did with my ugly sketches. Of course, I didn't connect with anything I did. Of course, I couldn't enjoy my art. Nobody can when they're drawing out of fear and constantly feeling untethered and detached from themselves. That's just not how it works, you know? But when it finally hit me, I was like, well, this is horrible. What am I doing? Fuck that. And I felt so sorry for that version of myself that's been suppressed and rejected and deemed cringe by me. This is getting pretty meta, but like, I don't know if it's normal. Something parts work, I guess. But in short, there are two wolves in me and one has been beating another with a stick. So when it all came crushing down and I felt this overwhelming sense of like sadness and sorrow, I decided to meet this imperfect, real version of myself and to let them speak and express themselves and just be, for fuck's sakes. And you know what? It's been great. I can finally fucking breathe. It is crazy. I don't want to take too long to gush about it, about how transformative, what a word. But yeah, I mean, the change is significant. I went from hating everything I did to getting back into traditional and adoring my sketches. Even the ugly ones. Yes. Like, I just feel so fucking normal about the process of drawing now, about having to do multiple under drawings and take my time to make an artwork whatever I want it to be. And it's hard to believe or even comprehend because it happened so suddenly, like over the course of a couple of weeks. There are still bad feelings welling up sometimes, but I am able to ground myself and just keep going. And if something doesn't turn out, I see it as space for growth and move on. Like, I've actually been making so many drawings. Normally, I'd just do something and I'd keep noodling on it until it was like perfect or until it was a point of no return and I will just delete it. But now I draw something and I'm like, yeah, I'm not very much satisfied with it. It's kind of whatever. And then I just draw another one. It's like someone swapped my brain for a healthier one. Maybe taking a break from art and doing a lot of journaling is what did it. Probably that, yeah. But anyway. I need to wrap it up. I just wanted to talk about it. Maybe there is someone who's watching it and could use a little wake-up call. I don't think I've ever heard any artists say, yeah, turning to love myself saved my art actually, but I am an artist and I'm saying it. There's one. It's like that thing they say that you can't love anyone if you don't love yourself. I don't know if I fully agree with that statement, but art is an extension and a part of yourself. So if you don't love the whole thing, then how can you love what came out of it? A lot of love and yourself being repeated, but I'll say it one last time. Love yourself. It really can't make things worse. And I know it's easier said than done. Have some compassion for yourself and respect yourself, because life is a lot, and art or whatever it is that you're dedicated to is hard, and you deserve to be proud of yourself for doing the hard thing and for putting in the effort. Because let's be real, in this state of the world, getting yourself out of bed is already a lot, and I mean it. Never take yourself for granted, okay? That's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon in another one. Hopefully I have something in the works. Bye!